One of the big misunderstandings concerning the elderlies is that they are treasuring the past memories rather than the love of present and future.
Does the sexual drive decreases as the aging progresses? This isn't necessarily true in most cases. Elderly male who haven't had much past diseases still maintains a good level of sexual desire. We'll introduce a method to maintain the optimal condition for sexuality for the elderly population in this episode of the Oriental Medical Digest.
There is a considerable gender differences among the elderly population when it comes to sexual desire. Male may suffer from impotence or other difficulties, yet the desire remains the same. But female has considerable drop in the interest for the sex. This causes possible troubles in the sexual life for the elderlies. And men want to prove that they are still healthy through active sexual relationship and thus have more interest for sex.
I'm still healthy, but to be frank, I want to strengthen my sexual potency by taking an herbal medicine. For those who aren't familiar with Oriental medicine, one may confuse a sexual enhancer with an aphrodisiac, which is basically a stimulator. Sexual difficulties from aging is a natural phenomenon, but treatment for this abrupt impediment is quite possible. Just have a normal relaxed sleep. While you are sleeping, a sensor will be attached to your genitalia and removed when you wake up. Through this test, we can analyze whether treatment is possible by Oriental medicine. Here are the test results. Viewing the graph for the expansion degree and spastic degree, the results are quite satisfactory, but the time of continuation is rather short. Setting 1 hour as a standard, a duration of 20 minutes is normal, but this patient shows only 10 minutes.
First treatment is by the herbal medicine. 16 grams of sukjihwang are prescribed. Sukjihwang strengthens the kidneys and supplements the bone marrow. 8 grams of sanyak is prescribed to vitalize the tendons and bones. Sansuyu tonifies the energy and visceral organs. Again, 8 grams are given. 6 grams of baekbongnyeong is chosen to clear the spirits and relaxes the mind. 6 grams of tuchung are given to alleviate the pain of back and spine from constriction. 4 grams of pagoji is prescribed to inhibit involuntary ejaculation of the semen.
One of the main concerns in senile sexuality is a doubt whether they are fit enough to engage in sexual activity. Even though if one had past history of cardiac disease, it's okay to have sex if one can climb 2 stories by stairs without much difficulty. But it's recommended to avoid sex after overeating and overdrinking. Shall we continue on?
Acupuncture treatment can aid healthy sexual life among the elderly population. Invisible energy known as qi or life force flows within the meridian. When the flow of qi is obstructed, an acupuncture needle is inserted to invigorate the circulation. Human possesses many meridians and each has trigger points where the energy can enter or exit. The human body has about 361 of these points.
To tonify sexual energy among elderlies, acupuncture needles are inserted to promote the functions of the kidneys. The first point is umgok, located on the internal surface of the leg just below the tendon, which lies at the internal extremity of the popliteal crease. The next point is jungbong, located on the dorsal surface of the foot, about 2 centimeters in front of the internal malleolus. The third point is gokchun, at the internal extremity of the flexure of the knee between the sartorius and semimembranous muscles. The last point is called 중극. It is located on the median line of the abdomen, about 8 centimeters below the umbilicus. These 4 points are paired based on the 5-element theory, and all points should be needled simultaneously.
Through various clinical experiments, acupuncture treatment is proven to be successful for their sexual difficulties. In case of impotence, 4-needle technique based on the 5-element theory are most frequently used. DITI measurement is done for treating the sexual impediments. This test is done to measure the change before and after the treatment. DITI measures the infrared ray emitted from the body and can determine the regional temperature differences. The temperature of genitalia and testes are measured.
그걸 어떻게 하면 좀 객관적으로 알아볼 수 있을까?
After the treatment, DITI measurement is done again to confirm the differences.
음경과 고환의 온도가 차갑다.
Those with sexual impediment have colder genitalia and testes than the normal population.
아랫배 쪽을 찍어보고요. 하복부를 찍고
After receiving the treatment for 2 weeks, you can witness tremendous changes. Raised temperature of the genitalia and testes means that the blood circulation has improved and sexual function has increased as a consequence of this treatment.
이 말은 음경이나 고환 쪽으로 가는 혈류가 많아졌다. 그래서 발기력을 향상시킬 수 있다라는 쪽으로 결론을 이끌어낼 수가 있는 거죠. 아무리 좋은 약을 복용하더라도
It doesn't matter how much herbal medicine is taken. An elderly cannot be as potent as a youngster. Please remember that the physiological decline due to aging cannot be reversed. Medication that is effective for some doesn't necessarily work well for all. A treatment is done based on one's constitution and degree of severity.
The meaning of sexuality among the elderly is quite special. It represents long years of loving care and family matters. What are the ways to observe healthy sexuality? The answer may lie when creating an atmosphere for constructive attitude to solve the problem and positive perspective. Thank you for joining us today. I'll see you again next time.